Hello. Camera's all to cock again. Brilliant. I think it's because it's one of these plastic hinges, and as the monitor it's sat on, because it's sat on top of a monitor, as that heats up, because it gets really warm, the monitor. I hadn't really realised before. But as it heats up, I think it loosens the hinge, and the camera like leans back a little bit. Right. So, have we got all sound? We got all sound. We got all bit rates. We got all pictures and videos, and brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, I need to bring up the stream manager. Hang on. Click, click, click. There we go. I've been getting a few of these bots, in quotes, following. I mean, they're not really following. Following me. So yeah, try to get the stream manager going as well, so that I can, if they do anything weird, as it were. I'm assuming what they do with the bots, because I know there's this hate rating problem going on at the moment, but I'm kind of assuming that I'm in the fortunate position of essentially not being the target, because I'm about as boring as anyone could get. But I assume they like try and make the bots look legitimate. They is that following me? Oh, yeah. They follow like random channels that are streaming at the same time. Because there's one followed me yesterday, and I checked it out after the stream, and it had been created 2 hours before the stream. Number 9. And it had 437 followers. When I checked it out shortly after the stream. So I assume all of those that was a bot network, self-following and, doing all that sort of stuff. It makes me wonder, that sort of thing, why people bother. I mean, I struggle to summon the energy to do a lot of things. So why people bother spending all their energy on hating, hating anything, hating people, and, it just seems like such a waste of time to me. And energy, but I don't know. I guess it deflects from whatever problems they've got in their lives. Right, so between yesterday's stream and this morning, so it was a horribly disorganised intro there. Oh, hello, Isley. Because hating is easy. Yeah, I suppose it is, really. For some people, anyway. I find it very, Well, I mean, no, hating is easy, but it's the doing, like, actively doing stuff that I sort of struggle with. It's like, it's sort of I don't know. I find it difficult to really understand that sort of psychology, really. But why go to all that trouble just to inflict misery on someone else? It's just like, god damn. So much energy on such a. Anyway, that's not what today's about. So between yesterday's stream and today, basically, I stuck in this extra. Well, it's not an outpost, I suppose, technically, but a second place to get all the defensive stuff in. I also put in an artillery piece here, so we got a permanent bit of coverage around there. What else did I do? Oh, I went and I just set up a sort of. I mean, it's not temporary; it's a permanent thing. But an outpost with iron and copper, because, as I say, I realised once I'd hooked all of these up that there are no iron and copper deposits. Well, there are deposits, but nothing's hooked up, for me to take advantage of. So, it's like I sort of rendered it redundant. It was a bit of a silly mistake I made there, but I've now hooked them up, so at least I can basically get some trains going, test all of the copper coming in and iron coming in, etc., etc. So that's basically the plan today. Oh, hello, growling octopus as well. Some people are born Muppets, some grow out of it, some don't. Weird world, huh? Yeah, I agree, Isley. It's sort of some people I just don't get. Yes, there is a lot of solar. Growling octopus. So basically, it's about are we during the day? Let's have a look. So I've got about I think it's about 44.6. No, that includes the nuclear, which is 16 gigs. So what's that? Is that 28? Can't do the maths in my head. So there's about 28 gigs worth of solar, which I think is going to be enough to run this Megabase. This Megabase is aiming to do about somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 science per minute. So I need all that solar to run it. I do also have loads and loads of nuclear. Earlier on in the series, I had some big episodes where I completely ran out of power and stuff, so I got a bit paranoid about it. So I've got this as well, but I'm kind of expecting when I fire up all the science, all the fluid mechanics of the water pumping about is going to cause it to be a bit of a problem. So I'll disconnect that at some point. But that basically runs the base overnight, the nuclear at the moment, but it's there really as a sort of a backup. If this turns out not to be enough, then the base just won't collapse. Basically, that'll keep it going to give me time to put in even more solar. Yes, so the plan today basically is to hook. So we did the actual build. Oh, that's the other thing I did overnight was I filled all this out. So this is all the science stuff, being produced. So basically, the plan today is to lay. It's going to be thousands of belts, probably. In fact, it'll be tens of thousands of belts to bring all of this stuff into where it needs to be. So yesterday, I planned out where I was going to get the stations. I went and looked on my calculator, and that suggested I got the number of stations wrong, so I have tweaked them a little bit. 15 gigawatts of solar is a lot. I usually stop at 1.21, as that's what I need for my car. Yeah. Yes, 1.21 gigawatts indeed. In fact, doesn't the because this is an Easter egg, isn't it? Where there is something, isn't? No, it's one. I can't remember. There's something in the game that does produce like 1.21 gigawatts, and I think it is a nuclear reactor when it's running on its own, isn't it, or something like that. Yes. So let's get on with it. So the first one is going to be. I mean, this. I will fix this because these are on the wrong side. Basically, we need the iron to come in from the other direction, basically. Like this. So I'll just flip these round. I'll have to do it manually though. So just do that quickly. Flip them round, so that's fine. So if I take that out as I do it, I don't forget. Because I'm going to bring copper up the middle and there just isn't room for this iron as well. So we'll have to do this from the top. And a single belt of iron won't actually feed 3 of these, so I need the two belts basically. So if I put that there, just to remind me to plug everything in, and this one as well. Turn that round. Oops, turn that round. That. Oops, and that. And then do this one as well. Oops, like so. Oh. Click the wrong thing. Get rid of that. And that. And then do it on this side. Oh, there's another one. Are there too many? Put that there. Oops. Like so. Oops. Yeah, we need to do the same over here. this. Ah! That was pointing in the other direction anyway, so that was probably a mistake. Just flip these around quickly. Put that there. Oh. Oh, I was gonna clear the trees and I forgot. Right, so put that there, just very quickly. Get that on. Like that. Like that. Like that. That. I could get the bots to do this, but it means pulling it up and putting it back down again, and it's just kind of quicker to do it myself, basically. Others. Yeah, this is the last one. This is fine again. Like so. Pick that up. And plop that down. There we go. So I guess I can just use this to quickly kill off any trees, can't I, over here? So I was going to take them out before, but I completely forgot. Get rid of all of these. Right. Okay. I might have the spiders follow me round, actually. That might be a bit easier. I put a load of belts. So there's a load of belts and trains, actually, in some chests over here, so that I don't have to keep going back and forth. So, how many lanes have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lanes of copper there. And it must be 6 on the other side as well. What's that? Oh, that's the output, isn't it? In fact, that's wrong as well, because that belt's going the wrong way. I'm not I think I need more copper coming in there. Which is why I've got that, but that's going the wrong way. We'll have to sort that out as well then. So we've got basically 6 lanes there and 6 lanes there. One of which appears to be missing, is it? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Oh no, it's half a lane though. So this is 6 in total, but filling all of the 12 machines on both sides. So we've got 6, 6, and 6 basically. The number of the beast. And that's why we've got those 3. Yeah, okay. If we hook the iron up first, that'll let me work around it, I think, basically. So this is iron, isn't it? Or it will be iron. And I need 12 of those. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, to do that, what I actually need to do is replace this station with this layout, as it were, with the double-sided one. Everyone's full up with stuff, which is why they're all moaning about not having enough room. So I need to put one of these in instead. Because that gives me double the output. So it's now 8 to 12 is what I want to do. If I maybe put some belts in there. There we go. So we want 8 to 6 balancer. Like that. On both sides. I guess I should, if there is anyone new, just to explain the series. Basically, I've played over 2,000 hours in Factorio. But I've a habit of basically starting again. So I build... Oops. Oh, I can't see the belts because the spider is in the way. I have a habit of basically starting again once I've done, I don't know, say up to level mining productivity level, sort of 12 or something. Not 12, level 200, 200% bonus. I would generally start again because what I tend to do is I build bus-based bases, this being my current bus, and I'll build all of this and I'll have made a starter base to build this and all that sort of stuff. Launch, as I say, a whole bunch of rockets with the intention of going big and then basically getting bored and starting again instead. Because the whole point of the series is kind of to force me to do that mega base. Now, I made the decision, and if I'd. And I mean, a lot of Factorio is about, discovering things, as it were, when you play. But if I had known it was going to be. What do I want to do? I want to do a load of belts here. Now, do I just run 12 belts of iron down? Yeah, I think I will. So we're going to have copper here. Say. Leave a little gap for undergrounds if I need them. But we need 6 lanes of copper. 2, 4, 5, 6 for these ones here. Is that right? 6? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there'll be 6 lanes of copper. And then we might as well have 12 lanes of iron plate. 5, 6. But, of course, we can't underground more than 8. So if we leave a bit of a gap. But yeah, the idea of this series is basically to kind of force me to do a mega base. Because it's something I've never... Do I need to underground them? I don't think I do I? Because there's nothing else being fed in here apart from sulfuric acid. And that's, I can take that from wherever, really. In fact, I'm going to have to do something weird with sulfuric acid because I'm planning to make it over here. And I don't know if it's going to be it's going to be good to bus it over. Not to train it over. Maybe send it round on a train, back and forth sort of thing. Because there's quite a long way to go with pipes there. Anyway, yeah, the idea is to sort of force me to do a mega base by, doing it as a stream series, so I can't... Well, I mean, obviously I could just stop, it's sort of... there's no commitment for me to do it, but I kind of figure, that's a good way to push me to actually do the business. In fact, if I run all this sort of down, then I can probably... Radar's in the way there. So that's fine. And now, if I move you lot out of the way, because you're starting to get in the way, to be frank spiders. I love you, but, you're getting in the way. So, I'm going to need to move that radar. So, yeah, I made the decision, and I say, if I had known quite how much I was going to kind of have to do for over 5,000 science a minute, I'd have probably gone smaller. But my thought at the time was, well, sort of go big or go home type of thing. But having never done a mega base before and not wanting to use anyone else's blueprints or anything, it's been quite a learning experience. So we are reaching the home stretch, though. I've done all of the other science builds. Why do I look like I've got one too few? No, optical illusion. Done all of the science builds apart from white science and gold. And gold is designed. I've just not, obviously, got to hook it up and make sure it's all connected properly. So this is copper, isn't it? Now, for convenience sake, it's going to have to be that copper. Because what I'm thinking is I take the 6-lane output and because there's 8 lanes coming out of there by default. This might get a little complicated with how I need to do it, because I say we need all of this to go sort of over here and connect. But yeah, it's been, which isn't, I mean, it's been fun, you know, doing it all. But as I say, I've learnt a heck of a lot, which is another way of saying I made a lot of mistakes. Right, so we just need to get this hooked up, basically, don't we? Because we've got the balancer on that already. Like that. Let's use my actual things. So we want to be sort of there and there and oops, like that. If if there are any new viewers, more than happy to do a little quick, because all I'm, I'll be honest, all I'm really going to be doing this stream is hooking this up, because it's going to take ages, basically. So if anyone wants to see the base or any bits of the base, just shout. But equally, I tend to just watch streams. I'm not particularly sort of active in chat usually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No wonder it doesn't add up, because there's 2 missing. So one that if you just want to watch, just watch along. Very, very happy with that. But say if there is anything anyone wants to see, just shout. Right, so across there, down there. So that's that 6, and then we want to chop that off. Might as well just. Oh, I've done the belts the wrong way around, haven't I? Brilliant, well done. The ghosts can be a little indistinct from my liking sometimes. I suppose if they made them heavier, you wouldn't be able to tell they were ghosts. Right, in fact, let's just copy and paste that. Oh, paste that across. But yeah, it's sort of a little difficult to tell sometimes what's going on, I find. So that's all the iron for this side. This iron we will push in this side. And what I'm thinking basically is we've got 8 lanes here as a nice output, from this one station. We've got another 8 here, and we've got 8 here. And basically I want to put 6 in there, 6 in there, and 6 in there. So what we can do is basically take 2 of the lanes from this one, and because that's 6, 12, 18, and we've obviously got 8, 16, 24. So we've got some left over, essentially, if we just use the lanes as is. And of course, I need to then push copper into these as well. So the extra lanes, from this one, we're going to here, but it means I'm going to have to do a bit of spaghettiing around, which is kind of the thing that we'll mostly be doing today. So we need the 8x8 balancer. The only thing I haven't made myself is this book of balancer. In fact, there's 2 sets of balancers. This one by Durabiz. These have been downloaded from Factorio prints. I think if I had to make balancers myself, well, I wouldn't be doing it in this way. It would probably be a a very different base if I was having to, do my own balancers, because I'd probably make everything so that it worked with, four lane balancers, because I can do them, but anything above that is beyond me. Right, so I should also have an underground thing. Prep, there we go. So pop that there, and that there, that there, and that there. Righto. Run that up there. Across there. I'll get the spiders to come and fill all this out once I'm happy I've got it right. And we want that one there. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's copper. Do-do-do. That's iron plate. Do-do-do. I'm missing... Oh, I haven't done this bit, have I? Okay. So I need to hook these up, essentially. Right, okay. So, that's going to be number 1. And then number 2 will end there. Oh, it's going to be like a million belts here, aren't there? So this is number 3. And yeah, obviously I've decided, it's a belt-based Megabase. I mean, because I love the belts. Nothing against bots or anything like that, but it's just something I enjoy more doing, belts. But again, I think maybe if I was doing this from scratch, I'd do more bot stuff. Because it's a little bit easier to design, basically. Also less resource intensive overall, really. Oh, why did that go? There we go. Pop that there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Like that. Did I get... Oh, no, I missed that one out, didn't I? Okay. Down here. Like that. Right, there we go. That one there. Cross there. Grab one of them. Right. So, this should be all of these done. Why does this have... Oh! Why does that have that there? Because that's the green circuits. But aren't the green circuits being outputted? Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot I did that. Nuts. So this green circuit build is actually outputting upwards. I'd forgotten I'd done that. It's because I couldn't fit everything in here, basically. Because we got the red circuits here, and I needed the pipe. Oh, I'd forgotten I'd done that. So it doesn't make much of a difference. What it means essentially is I'll have to weave this background here. But that means I am going to have these apart because I haven't got a belt. You know, it's all just default. This is completely vanilla. So I don't have a belt that's long enough. So I am going to have to split this in half. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to be there, and add in a couple of tiles space. I like that. So I designed this in creative mode. So the only build I've got left to do is the space science. And plan is next week I'll design the space science build. I'm not expecting that to be too complicated because it's not. Space science isn't, for the rockets, it's not actually that complicated in terms of material production. It's just you need massive volumes basically. That's the challenge. So those will go on. Right, here we go, you see. So this is the green circuits coming out, you see. Are they just coming out of there? Yeah, they're just coming out of there, aren't they? I've not got a second. I thought there was a second lane. That's the input, isn't it? What's going on there then? No, that's an output. That's not iron plate coming in. That's an output. That's why it was the other way. How am I getting iron plate in then? This may well not work. I was wondering that because a couple of green circuit machines can saturate, with 12 beacons, can saturate an entire belt. Okay. We'll just take this out then, and I may need to rethink this bit of it. Because there isn't enough room to get everything in down here as well. We'll give this a go and see how badly this is. Because I can always put a second. I can have like a cheeky second lane coming out of the top here. But yeah, I thought this was the iron input. Because a single iron lane will feed 2, but it won't feed 3, which is why that was there. But there isn't actually the room, if I'm doing the copper there as well, to put that in. So what did I do before? Oh, I got a blue inserter there. What I did when I was building this, it was obviously creative mode. I was using the infinite spawners, and then I tried to add in, everything that I needed. So I'm trying to do local production basically of everything, with the exception of plate. Basically, I'm smelting plate locally. Yeah, this is all wrong, basically. And I kind of got to a point with the green circuits where I was a bit fed up with it, so that's kind of why it's not been properly done. So we take that there. Oh, no, I don't want that there. If I'm getting a cheeky extra line there, this needs to be a bit further over. Like that, because that one needs to be going down the middle. Somewhere here. And feeding in there. Because this is going to need more copper. We don't really need that line. I'll go down here. And keep going that way. Don't need that bit of belt. I mean, they don't run, oops, 100% of the time anyway, because it's, all the designs I've done are like over, oh no, I need to split this, don't I? Because I'm only getting so many lanes down here. Have I not got any splitters? Oh, that's annoying. Let's have a look. There we go. So we want to split this one. And then probably do that, wrong place. That way. So I can't quite tell what's going on there with the things. So we do that. Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you see. So that's the second lane coming in. Don't need that. This is the second one coming in. Don't need that. But we need to split this. There. And there. Is that right? No, that's wrong. That's correct there. Turn that round. Pick that up. Was this number 4? This is number 4, wasn't it? Yeah, so we got 2 more machines to feed. But of course, no copper from here. So we now need to... Is this copper? This is going to be copper. We now need to start using this train. Cool. Take that past the end. Round the corner. Like so. Have I put that too close? Might put that too close. Well, we need the gap to bring the green circuits out, you see. Oh. So actually this needs to be here. Why are you not? There you go. So we got the 1 lane that we know is spare. Because it's 7. And I can probably just copy and flip this once I've done it. So if we take that down. Take it down to Funky Town. And then a bit of a splitter again, which I've not got, of course. There. Take that back right way, pick that up. And then we feed this in here. Flip that round. Oops. Take that out. Right, so we should be able to copy all of this. And give it the flip, which is... Which one is it? It's G? No, not G. F? Yeah, it's F. Line that up. Obviously, I need to take them out. Like that. Hi, Ian. Hope your Sunday's going okay. So I'm going to have to do this manually here as well, aren't I? So pick that up, get rid of that. Yeah, that was obviously an output. But then how was I getting enough iron plate in? Because that's iron plate there. Dunno. Surprised they worked. So that needs to go the other way, doesn't it? And that's okay now. Get rid of that. In fact, I might as well. Did I fix all of the... Well, fixing quotes. No, I didn't, did I? I have to do that as well. Because you're going to get line pollution if I don't do that. And that's a real pain to sort out. So I'll just check them as well. So that's fine. This one is fine. That one's okay. That one's okay. And we're done. So, if I make sure... Oh, that's... Oh, there's all sorts of mistakes on this, aren't there? Because that's kind of going to nowhere. In fact, that's not even... have I done a rotate rather than a flip, maybe? That's maybe the issue. Because this is not mirrored here. So that should be there. And then this should be like that. Sloppiness. Sloppiness. It's not good enough. Oh, crikey. What the heck is going on there? Looks like I've done different things in different places. Maybe I was in some sort of fugue state. Because look, that's just completely wrong. Oh no, that's the output one, isn't it? Oh, I see. Why have I not done that over here then? I guess it's the belt siding thing? It must be the belt siding thing that when you put things onto the hoods, rather, it's not quite symmetrical. Huh. So I can undo that actually then, if that's what I was doing now. Yeah, it's obviously the fact that when you put something on the so that it goes into the top part of the hood, it doesn't rotate round properly. So we can get rid of that and hook that up there instead. For some reason there's no power thing there. So if we... Because that's now that, so that's fine. This one needs flipping round. We'll pick that up. And when we got the actual material flowing through, I'll be able to sort of problem solve better. But I'll do my best to work things out now. That's the green circuits. That's the iron coming in. That's the copper. That's the copper. That's all okay. I need to take that out. I should have started somewhere else. Get the flow going. Because this is a bit of a weird one. Because that's iron plate coming in. I want to get rid of that. Get rid of that. This is the wrong way round. And then same here, get rid of that, turn that round. Turn that round. Get rid of that, turn that round. And then this needs removing, turning round. Already done that one by the looks of things. Oh. Get rid of that. Turn them round. Crikey. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat. I'm trying to concentrate too hard. Doing well, just got home from the supermarket. Okay. You're a Sunday shopper, are you? Or was it a special trip? I was quite sort of... there's a weird fact about the Sunday shopping thing that the SNP, Scottish National Party, is the reason that we in England don't have shopping on Sunday past late, well, like normal hours type shopping, because basically when they introduced that set of laws, basically out of spite, I would say, really, the Scottish National Party, because obviously they introduced the Sunday trading, and it was at the the restricted hours, and then because there's this quirk where I say it wasn't spite really, it was to make the point that you get this strange situation that with the United Kingdom, some of the laws you would expect to be determined by the individual country are actually national laws, are voted on by the entirety of Parliament. So, for example, the Sunday trading laws were going to be changed to be, like normal trading days. But when that was voted on, to make the point that really the Scots shouldn't be voting on it, the SNP voted against it, and that stopped it, coming into power. But they did that having already voted for themselves to have full Sunday trading. So, I say you got this weird quirk that essentially the Scots stopped Sunday trading, like full duration Sunday trading in the UK, when it had absolutely nothing to do with them, basically. Sort of, I say, not really spite. It is a strange point of our system, but yeah, that's why you have to go between, whatever hours is, 10 till 4, is it? But in Scotland, you can shop anytime. I don't know that the shops are actually open, obviously, in Scotland, but I say, very, very strange. I don't quite know why I said all that. I gotta have something to think about that isn't blooming belts. Right, so we're hooking this up here. We're hooking this up here. And that there. And we want that one as well. So I'm going to take all of these down. Unless you're in Scotland, I don't know. I just made a massive assumption there. That's not really appropriate, is it? Oh. Hang on, what have I done there? Oh, no, they need to go down here, don't they? Oh, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I got one too many coming. Oops. Oh, I made a mess of that. Are they all hooked up? I think so. Once a month, Saturday or Sunday, I go shopping. It took a little while longer than I anticipated. Looked at my watch and thought, I'm going to miss out on the science build. It's not particularly interesting this today. It's basically hooking all the belts up, which is obviously necessary, but it's kind of going to take a while because it's very bespoke. You know, it's not something I can sort of. Why does that not look like the right number of belts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, of course it's split. There's one going down there. Okay. So we need 2 of these over here. Okay. This iron plate's going to go quite wiggly, I think, because I'm going to have to avoid that and then come round. But I also... Let's hook up this green here. How am I going to do that? We may need to punt all of this down a bit. Because if there's going to be 2 lanes of green out of each of these, that's 2, 4, 6... That's going to be 12 lanes. And there's not going to be room, is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not going to be room. So, we need to move all of this down. Right, okay. How far can I move it down? Because I can line these up with here, basically. So, how far down is that going to... So, basically, that can be moved down, say, 12 tiles. So if I start down here, so that's 6 tiles, then we want to go down to 18 and do 18. And I completely missed that, but there we go. So it's somewhere about there-ish. It sort of doesn't matter because it overlaps, but we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. There's going to be a lot of me counting. That's basically what this stream is probably mostly going to end up as. Right, so I should be able to just sort of take what? Take about that much, I think. Like that. And hook it up there. I'll have to work out the end bits differently. Moved that too far, didn't I? Because if that's there, then I need those 2 like that, I think. Yeah. Because I need a cut. These 2 are going to go along. Right. So if we just grab that and plop it there. Something like that. What are you lot moaning about? You're moaning about not having any power. Okay. Let's give you some more power then. Da-da-da. So I can move all of this down. In fact, I can probably move it down further than that, can't I? Move it down to there. Well, no, not Scotland. Hello, people of the internet. Hello, Joppy. How are you doing? Ordered a PC yesterday. All right. So any luck, I'll be up and running by mid-October. Brilliant. Oh. Why are you not doing that stuff? Oh, I guess because you got no juice, have you? Oh, there we go. Let's bring the bots over and fill some of it in. So this is why I do these. I do the designs in creative mode because obviously I didn't do the trains bit anyway. But if you do the design stuff for this in the game, you're just constantly waiting for the bots to charge up, and it just gets all a bit tedious, really. Right, so let's have you move round and generally fill belt in. And I think this is the most complicated one because I'm rerouting it round the back. So I suppose it's not a bad place to start, but oh, and we can do that. Do this bit here, like that. I was saying yesterday, I assume something like Factorio Extended has bigger battery size bots or something, because although you can speed them up, they can't do very much before they run out of charge. Right, so what does this actually need to look like? We've got these two lanes here, and then that needs to go down. Yeah, it is going down. I was actually thinking, I don't know if people would want to play multiplayer or something. Maybe I could set up like a multiplayer server as a sort of a, what do they call it, like a community server or something. What am I doing with them? I'm taking them where? Because that's copper, isn't it? Are these not? Yeah, that's not going past that. So I don't know if that'd be something people would be interested in. Somehow this has got in the wrong place because that needs to be like that. Because if I do it, say, if I do have a sort of second cheeky line coming out rather than working it out somewhere else. You see what I mean? It's because they've run out of charge, basically. So every so often there's enough charge and the bots fly out and do a bit. And then that uses up the charge and then they wait. And then there's enough charge and they go and do a bit more. And it's like, it's all a bit strange, really. I think everything's fine in terms of the connections there still. It was just the top bit needed moving back down. So that basically I've got then room here to take these out. So if we assume we're going to need a bit of space. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got a bit of space there. So I can actually move that up. Give me room to play with there. I say, with the anticipation that I am going to have to take more lanes of green up, I'll just hook these up to every other one. And then we're going to have to do something here to make more room, aren't we? So if we move this over to, say, right over to... yeah, let's do it there. Is that every other one? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah. So this one is that one. Factorio. So you'll be up for it, Ian. But Factorio multiplayer is like sharing a brain. I tried it, but it's not for me. Yeah, I've not done a lot. I've done a little bit of multiplayer, but I say I just thought it might be something because I mean at some point hopefully I'm going to succeed with the Megabase plan. I think actually this would be on the other side, wouldn't it? I can sort that out later, but yeah, eventually I'm going to succeed with this. I'm going to need some more things to do and perhaps not do a series that's quite so intensive, shall we say, that I can break up more. I'm particularly keen to give Crash Storio another go. I did start a series of that over on YouTube, but nobody watches anything on YouTube, so live stream wise, I mean, it's both of these, isn't it? Oops. Yeah, that's right. So if I just copy that, just be a little bit lazy. Get rid of that. Why is that not? It's not because that doesn't make sense, does it? I'm going to have to do that. But I thought maybe a sort of maybe Sundays is a sort of a multiplayer multiplayer game. I did actually wonder about giving some of the alternate modes a go, because they do the it's like the tower defense one, isn't it? Do they call them scenarios? I can't remember. But like the versus mode sort of thing, just to something different and something that's not. I mean, because what am I on now? I'm on. It's about 56 or something streams. Ah, what have you done there, you plonker? And hopefully I'll get this finished by September, sort of thing. But because I've actually got some holiday coming up, so all that whatchamacallit, outpost grind I need to do. I'll probably try and do then. But that's been one of the like Achilles heels to the series, because if I'd streamed all of that, we'd still only be on like Red Science or something, because I have actually spent loads of time doing that. This is, I say, it's going to get a bit weird this because of the arrangement of it, but that's fine. I mean, like this morning, I mean, and the trouble with it in particular is it's very, very tedious. And I know that's because my designs are not great and they're not, in a sense, they're not fit for purpose. I mean, they are, but they're not fit for the purpose of, a long live stream series. They're not efficient enough. They're not automated enough is the main problem, to be totally frank. I can't just set them going and it, builds me an outpost. I've got to be there every time and doing a lot of clicking around and all sorts of stuff like that. There should be 12 lanes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've messed something up somewhere. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. What I've done is forgotten those two. Cool, cool, cool. The other thing people did mention on some of the streams before was making the blueprints available for everything. So something I could do is some streams essentially tidying them up, because I wouldn't be happy just to stick them in a blueprint book and sort of go, here you go, sort of thing, because they're not really those sorts of blueprints. Well, like this, like I'm putting in the indicators of what needs to go where's. You know, they'd need things like that on the blueprints for other people to use them. If I've got 12 lanes there, this one needs to be the other type of station, doesn't it? So if we take all of that out, I mean, it probably doesn't need to be, in total honesty, because some of the lanes aren't full lanes. But yeah, I could do some streams where I just in creative mode sort of tidy the blueprints up. But say I'm keen to give sort of Factorio another go. And I don't think I'd play that quite so intensively, so I'd probably do something like Saturday Factorio streams, and then what am I looking for? I'm looking for 8 to 6, aren't I? I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. Gone the wrong way, dear. Right. So that goes there. That goes there. These are going to need to cross over. So we're going to need that and that. Then I need to hook that up to there. All this to make a few green circuits, eh? Blimey. Yeah, so this is going to have to come across somewhere, but I can do that wherever. Except that's annoying, isn't it? I guess I could just underground some of these. Like that. And have those pop up through the middle. Like that. So that's copper coming run from the next station. We then got to zigzag this round, really. Two, three. So if I take that around, oops, around there, I can always move this down if this doesn't quite work. Yeah, so I'm going to have to move these down, I think, basically. So we do that. And then, I guess, I'll just delete this and do it again. It's too much of a mess to get my head around, I think. Right, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Oops. And you down there, you down there. What's gone wrong there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? 3. Oh, there should be a gap there. No. Oh, this one's not connected. There we go. There we go. We'll get there eventually. Have I hooked everything up on this side? I have, haven't I? So how are the lazy spiders doing? Have you all completely run out of belt? Wow, okay. They've probably got undergrounds and stuff, so we can bring them up here. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Oh, no, that's going the other way, isn't it? That's the green circuits. That's fine. I'll have to hook that up as well. Blimey. I might go and do another bit of the thing. I say they have undergrounds and splitters and stuff, so we do those bits. But yeah, we'll hook this up here, because that's fairly simple, because I've already got the lines on. So I'll hook these up. Like so. There. And then, so I got a couple of chests of belts, so we'll go and sort of grab some stuff from in there. And then I say I'll probably go and we'll leave this green circuit stuff for the time being, because it's doing my head in, if I'm totally honest. And we'll go and hook something up down the bottom or something. And then we'll come back to this. Oh, it's kind of the thing that staggered me when I was doing the purple one. Is that how much room have you actually got? So if I hop out, oh, I didn't put the blooming things on, did I? I was going to put some roboports on, and someone's got some. Yeah, someone's got some loggy bots. Good old loggy bots, and you in there. I need to power this. I forgot to do this before the... Oh, don't go and... Oh. Why have you gone down there? Oh, to charge up. It's all very well, the developers doing things that are sensible and, like, good quality of life things. But if they're not going to account for stupid players like me, then it's just pointless. Basically, these bots couldn't charge at that network, so they've come to the nearest network to charge. And that then puts them in this network. So I've got to take them back out again. What should I say? It's something they bots just used to... Oh! Where have the rest of them gone? Are they all here? Oh, they've gone in. Have they gone in the middle one? There you go. The bots used to just stand there, basically. They would, if they became divorced from a network, they would just, like, hover permanently. And then eventually they would go and, you know, when they ran out of power, they would go and try and find somewhere to power up. But they wouldn't join that network. They would just stand there, basically. Right, so what we can do is stick these bots in. And they'll fill up everyone's belt requests. They'll also, if I do that, fill me up. Get rid of all that wood. Yeah, I've got random bit of stuff there. Oh, I don't need them, do I? That's a point. Why am I half empty? Oh, I guess it's other things that aren't in them chests, basically. Right, so let's head back in. Might as well fill these belts in, even though I'm going to go and do a little bit of the bottom end probably, because they're a bit simpler. in terms of all this, you know, spaghetti bolognese. So we've got the belts, so we might as well chuck them in. I say it's this. I'm going to have to route this back around on itself. I'd consider. I mean, when I was doing the design, I'd considered doing a completely separate green circuit build and like training them in. But every science build I've been doing, I've tried to make as self-contained as possible. So it's led to things like this, which I think looks really cool on the map. But it is sort of spaghettification, I guess. But I think it looks like quite cool on that. It's that classic thing with Factorio maps where they end up looking like CPU diagrams, you know, of transistors on a CPU die. Which is why I love the belts, basically. That's why I love belt builds, because they end up looking cool on the map, in my opinion. Plus, they optimise the. I was going to swear then. They were going to optimise the heck out of the belts, so they're kind of competitive with bots now. Doopy doopy doo. So that's all that there. Not quite all of that. Has somebody got belts that I can fill in? Yeah, let's put them in there. Get my bots. So basically, they've run out of power again. I wish they'd made that. I never quite understood. I mean, I guess it was a balancing thing, but never quite understood why they made the, you know, why the Spidertrons have such a small grid on them. You know, why it isn't comparable to us. Because if you think about how big the Spidertron is, it should have a much bigger grid than we're able to do. But then there's that weird thing in, you know, I mean, you get it in all building games, but where you combine more and more stuff together and make something that's smaller and smaller. So, you know, a portable solar panel has got 5 solar panels on it, yet it's meant to be tiny. Right, so let's pop down here again and we'll fill up again. And what we'll do, I'll say we'll go and do some of these. This one I'm pretty sure I can get rid of. I left it in because even if I decide actually we don't need this one, I'm going to need to drop iron plate off for the sulfuric acid, so then we've got all the stuff to just use it there. I mean, I only need like a lane and a half to make the sulfuric acid, but I say I might as well have a separate thing. Spaghetti bolognese, indeed. Love a good spag bowl. What are we waiting for? What we're waiting for. I'll just grab them by hand. No, just everyone charging up now. Okay. I love the spider gangs, doing a spider gang, but I mean, I'm not particularly arachnophobic. I'm not a big fan of spiders, but sometimes when you see them moving, it's just a little bit creepy, you know. How many lanes do we need? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But these are only supplying like a small amount. So what we can do basically is just do an 8 to 6. And we don't need to feed in multiple lanes of iron plate. I'm not quite sure why that's missing, but it is missing. So we'll stick that in because there's one up there. I've just obviously not copied it down properly. Because that's it, basically. Those circuits are feeding all of the robo frames. As I say, so this is a lot simpler than the other end. So we'll stick this in here. And then, oh, I guess I've run out of... So hopefully somebody's got some splitters and stuff. So we'll just take this up here. Might as well dog leg it, I guess. So we want one of them, and one of them, and then we want one of them. Other way around. That. Right. Dogleg that. Let's leave a little gap in case I do need to do something funky, but we shouldn't. It should be fine. It'll be fine. And then that again. Other way around, like that. I'll just run this up a bit. But obviously we don't actually want that, so we don't want that. Further, we don't want that. Oops. Don't want that. Put that down to there. That. Oops. Wrong spot. I say these aren't going to be running full chat anyway, so we don't need them to be fully supplied with copper. We do need that to be connected. Get the bots to follow me over. Now, is it a whole set of iron plates, basically? So this is all the iron plates for the pipes, the cogs, the steel. It's basically almost all being fed in from here, essentially. So I say I'd mixed them up more yesterday, but I went back and had a sort of another look at it. And apart from the iron to make the green circuits, all of the iron plate for our steel and I say everything is basically either coming in here, 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 or here. So that's why we've got these stations all concentrated over here. I say I'm pretty sure I don't need this one, so I will leave it be. But what I do need to do is count how many lanes I've got, because I didn't do that. So I've got 4 there. Should be another, is it 6 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 10. So that's 10 lanes of belt. And then I can just count the combinators here. So that's 12. So that's a total of 22 lanes. Whoops. 22 lanes. And then if we count the combinators, but it's half. Because some of these are plastic, basically. So it's 16, so it's 8. So that's 30 lanes. So we've got 8, 6, 24. But some of them don't need to be full. What we could do, 8, 16, 24. If I do one of them as double, that'll give us exactly the right number of lanes. So if I flip the middle one, oh, I'm trapped. There we go. If I flip the middle one into so it unloads on both sides with my other template, then that'll give us 30 lanes. So unless I've messed up the count there, that should be perfect. So we want I love this as well. This is one of my favourite things. I mean, they eventually stop. Well, most of the time they stop, but I love that the spiders try and put their feet on the belts and they get moved and they try and put their feet on the belt. You also see them when you're doing blueprint fill outs. I love that they move their feet, and it's obviously it makes sense because it would break, as it were, the illusion, but of that they can't stand on top of an assembly machine or something like that. So it makes sense that they move, but I kind of love that they'll move their feet out the way. It's like it reminds me of a cat, actually. Like when it you're trying to do something and it's sort of sat on your book or something, and it'll reluctantly move its foot out of the way. So they've ended up with quite a lot of personality, the Spidertrons. I think it's a very strange thing that I'm sure they never really intended, but so it's just the balancers missing. I'm sure you've got loads of balancers, but yeah, it's sort of interesting thing. Now what I could do, if I've now got 30 lanes, have I got 30 lanes? So 8, 16, 24. Oh, I've got 32, haven't I? So the maths is wrong. But say I can take those back down to 7 lanes, basically. So if I just balance these, so this is just 8 to 8. So we'll chuck this in here. So if we give a little gap in case I need to do something funky, but we shouldn't. Were there 6 here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have miscounted. I counted 4 before, didn't I? That's fine. We've got 1 spare, or 2 spare, in fact. So can I line that up with anything? Maybe if I try and do that. Yeah, let's do that. I'll have this double back on itself. Because then I can just use my blueprints. So that's going there. And we want 1 more. I'd love to be able to do a proper spaghetti base. Almost like a, you know, first time playthrough again in a sense, I suppose. But I just can't do it. It's I've got too many habits, as it were, sort of ingrained. In terms of how I lay things out, and I just automatically repeat a lot of those patterns. Right, so we want this coming in here. Let's put it up here, so I've got room in case I need to do something with sulfuric acid for the batteries. Did I get the count right this time? So 2, 4, 6. So I at least got that right. Oops. Do that. Let's copy and paste that out there. Because I think the spaghetti bases look awesome, but it's just too disorganised to sort of do deliberately. In the sense, I say, not. Yeah. Say too I think if I go to the other end and almost count backwards in a sense, because I'm not confident that in my ability to count now, basically, having not counted that up properly. So, which one is this is that one there, isn't it? There we go. So we can put them there. Like that. And then let's just check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So should be a. Oh, I'm looking for belt. I haven't got belt. I guess I should do I'm trying to be a good streamer in the sense that doing the things you're supposed to do. And one of the things you're supposed to do is to mention every so often that if you're enjoying the stream and the thought of me bodging my way to a Megabase is something you want to watch more of, then I stream Factorio, this series, on Saturdays and Sundays at 3 o'clock. And you're more than welcome to join. And if chatting is something you want to do, chat along. If not, then very, very happy for people to just. I don't like the term lurker, because if you're a lurking is not a, it's not a nice thing in a sense. It's sort of a insult in a way. But just watch along. More than happy with that. In fact, very, very much appreciated. To anyone who watches and takes any interest at all. I've put the wrong one on, so undo that. So I'm trying to get a bit better at the streaming things. I've been watching a few more because I follow a range of people. I'm trying to see what they do, because I'm afraid I'm a bit of an old fart, as you may be able to detect. And so things like hype trains, I have absolutely no clue what that really is. Well, I didn't. I'm going to have to turn my fan on again a bit more. Why is that not turning on? I've not broken my fan, have I? It's under the desk. But yeah, I think I've worked out what they are. But as I say, it's a bit of an old fart. It's a little confusing, some of the stuff that happens on Twitch streams. Not that I don't mean that in a bad way. It's sort of, clearly what the audience enjoys and stuff. But for someone for whom, it's all a bit new, it can be a little difficult to work out. Because there's a lot of assumed knowledge in these things, I think. You just know what they are. Right, so we got 3 lanes we need to supply there. And let's count these again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's 15. So one I need to do is 8 to 7, and one is 8 to 8, because that will give us 15 in total. Which do I do as which? Let us... I guess probably better to do this one as the 8 to 8 and this one as the 8 to 7. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give that a go. I say this is a lot easier than the other end because it's just feeding in relatively simple ingredients. So 8 to 7. Why did I turn that round? 8 to 8. So I'll take these up here. Right, so that's them hooked in. So if we just sort of, I don't know, maybe, because I quite like to just leave that radar there at least. So if I leave a little bit of a gap actually, because I've got to be mindful that I've got sulfuric acid coming this way. Oh, in fact, why don't we line that up with that? Like that. So we'll do one there. Get rid of all that actually. And then one there and one there. So we should have 8 left. Looks like 8 to me. Cool. Missed. Okay, so if we bring all of these 8 over. Oh. And then I'll leave a little gap, I say, in case we need to do something funky. But basically we can turn the corner. Get that done. In fact, I can just use that quickly. And then we want, I might as well drag that up. And that'll be that one there. So that's that one, that's that one, that's that one, that's that one. Wait, I've got that up somehow, haven't I? Yeah, that one should be there. Cool. And then we feed that in there. Oh, except I have to get the belt the right way around or it won't go anywhere. That. Okay. So we can pull these up. Okay, see, that was a lot less painful than the circuits. Where are my spiders gone? Come to be spiders. Let's just hop in. Run around. See what we can fill out. Never could figure out how the hype trains activate. Sometimes it seems they just pop up, and other times when there are many people following or using bits, nothing happens. I don't know. That I really don't understand. According to the, I think what it is the streamer sets a threshold. So the streamer actually sets a particular value of what, I'm not 100% sure. Possibly donations or bits. It's like, I mean, I guess, I mean, I know we're all gamers. You know, you're not watching this you're not watching this stream, and you're not, you know, generally watching Twitch unless you're a gamer sort of thing. But the whole use of a pseudo currency, you know, the bits thing, seems a bit inappropriate to me. But you know, why is it not just money? I mean, I guess it translates to, you know, I suppose there's the aspect that, you know, you could be, you know, it could be rubles or, you know, I don't know what countries Twitch is in, but, you know, Slotty or, you know, any of these currencies where Twitch is active. So I suppose it makes sense from that. You know, it's just a, you know, consistent thing. But so it gets into that territory of, I mean, the reason you use chips in a casino is because they're divorced from money. That's the whole reason you use a pseudo currency, because it doesn't connect properly with your brain, basically. You know, you don't think of it as money, basically, and therefore you spend a lot more than you're intending. But yeah, I think it's something that the streamer basically sets. So they set like a threshold, and I say I don't quite know how it works myself, but I think they set like a, you know, once there's more than say 100, you know, bits per minute or something. I mean, that would be astronomical, but you know, some threshold, and that's, I think, why it doesn't trigger on different, you know, streams, because it's effectively that streamer has set a higher level or a lower level, or maybe they don't have it set for bits and only for subs or something like that, and that's why it kicks in sometimes but not others. And I think you can also have cooldowns on it as well, because it's basically a plug-in to the system. So that's my sort of understanding of it. But I mean, the first time I saw it happening, I was like, what in the heck is even going on? I just don't get this at all. So I think we must be close to empty. Let's grab them off of that. Somebody's got some stuff there, but we'll head back over to this here. I think this is probably our last refill because it's only one chest worth left. Probably because you get, yeah, I mean, Twitch gets a percentage when you buy bits, definitely. They get a percentage of everything. It's like that thing of, when they started, well, they had that weird thing of, are we going to ban, these hot tub streams and all that sort of stuff? And then they made that category, and it's like the level of hypocrisy there. Because they were getting a slice of all of that money that those streamers were getting. So to come along and sort of moralize it when they've spent years basically making money off of it is a bit rich, I was just thinking the same thing about casinos and their chips and credit. Yeah, it's all based on the same thing. It's a very old trick. It's not, it's not anything new as such. But yeah, that's why they do it. They say they divorce you from. It's like, I mean, casino. I mean, I know quite a lot of this. I mean, it's not hidden knowledge or anything. But one of my relationships, one of my aunts used to work in a casino. She was what do you call it, croupier, I think you call it, and she would deal cards, basically mostly blackjack. And basically, casinos don't have windows, generally speaking. And if they do have windows, they're black tinted, so you can't really tell what time of day it is because that then, means that you don't know, oh, I've spent 8 hours in the casino because you can't tell whether it's dark outside or not. And they keep the temperature dead constant. It's always at exactly the same temperature because, that then doesn't give you any clues as to, because obviously the normal thing is for temperatures to go up during the day and down during the night, and they keep it, dead flat, exactly the same, or as close to the flat as they can get, so that you don't know time is passing. So we should just be able to fill this in. So we've probably run out of belt then. We've certainly, I think, run out of splitters and undergrounds. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of uncomfortableness with my earphones. So we'll definitely fill all that bit out, I think. Oh, there's a tiny bit of belt missing there. What I think I might do now is actually hook these trains up, because this is all sort of fairly independent in the sense that, this is just making steel, so it's all sort of fine to hook all these up. We can hook these up and see if it is properly. I've not messed up any of the feed throughs and the balancers and stuff, and see if the actual iron is coming through to these circuits. Obviously, it won't actually make any of the robot frames because there's no lube coming in, so we can't make electric engines yet. Right, to do that though, we need a whole load of trains. So we'll head back over here and grab some trains. Have I built the water? Yes, I did. Yes, so I built. Oops. All it is just the wall I'm using for the outposts. So, in fact, I might as well just do that. Show you. So, literally, all I've done is okay, just drag that across, basically. So it's just all the way across there. So that's all just the same outpost wall there. And then what I've done, I don't know if you saw this bit, but I put the this is just a drop-off station for ammo and all the sorts of things it needs. It's just the normal outpost station, chopped down to the bare minimum. So we got two of them because that's obviously quite a long way. If we get a big attack or something, we've got two of them. But I also stuck in where is it? Here we go. Stuck in a little bit of artillery, so there's some permanent coverage there. Because these only turn up every half an hour, so this just covers that. What I did this morning, and this wasn't on stream, obviously, is I also stuck the same thing in here. So I've now got a little bit of defence here. I'm not going to bother walling in up here. I kind of figure if any biters are able to get past all of this, good luck to them. I literally only do that if it becomes sort of disastrous. If we get sudden attacks. What was interesting though is I was saying that I was racing the biters to do this build. When I got over here, it'll have gone now. It'll have faded away. But over here there was a nest. So when I said I'd won, I'd beaten the biters. I hadn't. It was probably a draw because there was a nest that had formed there. I mean, it's only it's like four bases and 6 worms or something. So it wasn't any problem. But yeah, they did manage to get a sneaky base in. Right, so these chests have got like 1 million trains and stuff in. So we will grab them. I can get you to have a bunch as well. So we'll grab. I don't need all of them. I'll grab sort of half of them. Oh, that's fine there. But we also need some of that. So if I chuck half and half in. Oh, that'll have bum. Okay. If I just take that up to say 40 and they'll do it automatically. I forgot that there were the bots there. So that'll grab that as well. So I can... In fact, I don't need to hold them myself. I can put all of them in there. And then I'll grab that. Why is... Oh, I'm holding the wrong key. Why is it not giving me half of them? I don't know if you've ever watched the TV show Third Rock from the Sun. There is an episode where they go to a casino and Harry wins at craps, but then spends all the money in the gift shop on the way out. So they gain to the conclusion that gift shops are where criminals make all their money. I did watch that back in the day. In honesty, I can't remember much of it. I do remember watching the show, though. Yeah, I mean they get your money. The casinos, it's they don't miss a trick. It always got me that it's like cheating. Obviously, it's like, I mean, they kick you out basically if you're caught cheating and stuff like that. I only need 8. Why did I grab all of them? Oh, but if you're card counting or anything like that. But it's like, I mean, it's not. Well, I don't actually know. Actually, I suppose it depends on the country, but it's not necessarily illegal to do that sort of thing because it's. I mean, particularly card counting. You're just remembering. You're just literally counting the card. Well, it's called card counting, but it's more like remembering the cards. Because with craps, it goes into. They basically the cards always go onto the bottom, and so they'll come back around again. But they use multiple decks essentially. And so if you can remember what the cards were, eventually they'll start coming out again. Obviously that's the plot to Rain Man, isn't it? But yeah, so they'll kick you out sort of thing. But drop it on the floor. But yeah, it always seems slightly ironic to me, sort of thing. It's like, well, we don't actually want you to win. You can play this game, but we don't want you to win. So could you please leave the premises, Right. Did I put fuel in? Yeah, okay. So we need to start renaming some of these stations. I should really do smart loading. Smart unloading, like I've done smart loading, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So this is going to be some sort of copper. Now, what have I called the other stations? In fact, I can do it from there, can't I? So I've called them. Oh, okay, I've done a dash. Okay, so we want gold, copper, and call it copper 1. Cool. So we want you to go from copper pickup, whichever one you can get to, which is only that one I set up this morning, to unload, and we want you to be full, and we want you to be empty, and we want you to do that now. Thank you very much. The house cheats by default. It's like a legal scam. It should be illegal, in my opinion. The trouble with making things illegal is, particularly. I mean, gambling is fun. It's not something I've ever done a lot of, but there is a thrill in gambling. We used to go to the dogs, basically go dog racing when I was younger. I don't have any fundamental problems with it. I do think that the controls on it should be, quite even stricter than they are. It should basically be impossible for you to spend, money unless you can sort of prove that you've got that money. The limit should be a lot lower. Which, I mean, the dogs, they were always, it's always like your maximum bet was like £5. But yeah, the trouble with making sort of things illegal, really, is obviously if they're fun, people want to do them anyway, and then then you get into problems of who is going to supply that need, basically. So you like prohibition and stuff, where it's just counterproductive to make it completely illegal, make alcohol illegal. So it's better to kind of have it legal and controllable, basically. Unless I don't know if that's what you didn't mean. Since the MOT perfected the card counting method, they got kicked out. Is anyone else getting buffering, or is it on mine? Oh, apologies if that's anything from my side. I'm getting a fairly, in fact, I'm getting more of a constant bit rate than I was yesterday. Yesterday was fine. It's Friday. It was all over the place. So, if there is any setting I can do to tweak that, let me know. But it's kind of been as per usual. I do occasionally have problems with. I use the NVIDIA optimizing thing to optimize settings, and it sometimes takes it into its own hands. They started doing it. You can optimize some applications, and I don't. It seems to just do it when there's an update to the drivers. It'll just do them again, even though I don't. It's set not to, but it seems to just do it anyway. And it sometimes sets it to 4K, which is just silly. Because there's a whole thing on Twitch where it they do rescaling. They do different resolutions, but only. So I'm like the bottom tier, basically. All of the what do they call them? Is it partners, then affiliates, then the plebs like me, basically, are in priority. So if there's a lot of people streaming, which there usually is on Sunday, basically the partners and the affiliates use up all of that processing power. And so basically it'll only output my streams because it outputs in 1080p, and then the options to rescale are done on Twitch's side, basically. And I say it's something I had a while back where somebody was watching, they couldn't, they had low bandwidth, and the only option they had was 4K, and that was because NVIDIA thing had set it to a 4K stream, and then Twitch wasn't doing any rescaling, so it was just coming out at 4K. Right, so we can literally just reuse this name. Where's the gold science in the list? Oh, it is. So we can do that. Change that to an iron plate. And we're good. And then we want you to go from gold. So why, when I do that list, it's at the bottom, but on here it's halfway down. Okay. And we want you to pick up iron plate. So there's nowhere near enough. Like I've got that the wrong way around. So that's empty, and that's full. Did I do that the wrong way around on the copper one? Let's have a look and see what you're trying to do. Are you trying? No, you're filling up. Cool. So they'll be using this. This is nowhere near enough production to supply these, but it just lets me test out that I've hooked everything up properly. It's on your end, okay. Your wireless. I'm actually. It's one of the things I need to. So I'm changing ISP. I'm switching over to. I know they're not a particularly good, company as such, but I'm switching over to BT because my current provider is atrocious, to be totally frank. It's PlusNet. There's not necessarily anything wrong with the actual internet, but the customer service is atrocious. I tried to enable like the call filtering, which is not, for some reason, is not switched on by default, which just seems stupid to me. Why is that? Why is that something you have to switch on? It's on by default on BT, but I tried to switch it on, and it basically turned my entire phone line off for a couple of days. And it's like, how have you managed to do that? And I couldn't even get back into my account either. It was just like, how have you even managed to do that? And it was because somebody'd flicked the wrong switch. And then what made it worse is that when I phoned them up, they didn't even understand what the problem was. And then told me, oh, no, it's all fine, it'll be sorted, It's just a temporary thing as they make the change. And several days later, nothing had changed. When I moved here, they made a complete mess of the transfer of the service. And basically, I had to get them to do it in the sense that, they'd entered, we've got plates coming in. They'd entered all the dates, for it to happen, and then just completely ignored them, basically. So it just never, if I hadn't phoned them up and told them, oh, there is something definitely wrong there because there is steel plate coming out of these. That can't be right. Oh no, it's going through. Oh, it's passing through. Okay, no, that's fine then. Have I been clever again? It's always tricky when I'm clever. So they're coming out of there. These are all running, aren't they? You're not running. Wait. Oh, no, you are, yeah. These need to be properly, filled up and stuff, because there's a whole internal buffer and all this sort of stuff. But there should be enough iron plate eventually come through for all of these. So we don't need. Oh, we've got a random. Oh no, it's got the cables coming in there. Okay, that's fine. Was that cables as well? There's an error. Somebody go and fix that for me. So we've got engines stacked up or motors I should say, on all of these. Looks like it. There's nothing here, but is that bit just because there's no... What should be going through there? Should be gear wheels, but nothing's happening. So this may be a case of, you know, splitting this perhaps. Because I noticed, I mean, obviously these are all on one side, which is not ideal. We'll have to see if it backs up and works properly. It was working fine, but the trouble with creative mode is you can get the illusion that, you know, it's sort of everything's fine because we've got infinite production of everything. And it perhaps isn't as fine as you might think. But yeah, once these are all backed up, we'll see if that comes through. So I can always do some different balancing around here. You see how this is all stacking up now that it's all made, all the engines. Okay, what about up here? How are we doing? Oh, I haven't done this train yet, have I? Did I not set it going? Oh, I didn't put a recipe on it. Right, so we need to change this station name to gold number 2. And then we need you to go and pick up some iron plates. Oh. What happened there? Oh. That seemed to lag and then not happen. Strange. Right, so we got full cargo, empty cargo. Off you go. And then we'll do this one as well. And we'll make sure we're all on that still. Isn't there a blueprint for trains that includes all the settings? Yeah, you can include the settings, but all of these are different. So you know, you can basically oops, you can do it. But I say I want them. I say what I ideally should be doing is using some circuit networks to control. I mean, I'm doing that on the other end. So I don't know if you've ever seen my watch together thing, but we've got basically a counter here that's working out how many train loads are. It's very crude because, you know, I'm sort of making a lot of assumptions that these are balanced in terms of loading, and they aren't really. You know, there's no balancers for the smelters, but I've made the assumption that because I'm balanced here, it's, you know, having the same net effect. Is that a reasonable assumption? I don't know. But say, so I'm just counting the total in all of these. So you can easily get into situations where, say, for example, all of these boxes are filled up and these are empty. And so this reports, you know, a total number that it works out as being enough to fill a train. And actually it will never fill a train because these are half empty. And of course I'm not setting timers on these, they're just waiting till they're full. So in that case the train would pull up, the back end would fill up, the front end would be empty, and it would just sit there forever because it can't fulfill the full condition if it's only half and half. Because say I've got 2 lots of input coming in for this full thing. So, you know, there are some flaws in the design, but basically this tells it, right, you've got 3 trains worth of fuel. In fact, I think if you've ever watched Neil House, his design is very, 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 very similar. But basically it says, right, you've got 3 trains worth of stuff. You know, that sets the limit of the train to 3. And what I should be doing is the reverse of that and sort of saying, right, well, how much stuff do I want in these boxes? You know, and basically then demanding a number of trains. So setting this train limit to say 2 or 3, depending on how full or empty the boxes are. The problem with that, and it's not a problem, but What makes that difficult is that the maths gets more complicated. Um, all right, in my opinion, it's more complicated anyway. I suppose it's debatable whether it is or isn't, but um, I say so. What I should really do is these should all just be, gold iron drop off, and then I could just copy and paste the entire station with a circuit logic to actually set the level of demand for it. Because obviously, you know, this train here, well, like there, you see, I've got much less demand on those 3 lanes, and much more demand on these. So, and this is double emptying. So this train, I'm actually going to need twice the amount of flow in. Assuming even pull, I'm going to need, double the amount because I'm feeding double the things. So what I should really do is, this should be like set to 4, and these should be set to 2, but automatically determined. Because if you try and do it manually too much, you just get, you just have to make too many assumptions, and you get it wrong, basically. But I've gone the dumb route, and I'm literally just sticking lots of trains in. What I'm kind of expecting is that sort of thing will be what I do in the end game once it's all up and running, and we see where all the bottlenecks are, and we probably won't have to bother with any kind of smart system for red science, for example, but we might do for gold science. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I forgot to stick them on, didn't I? I find so. I mean, earlier in my career, I don't do it anymore, but I used to be a programmer, software developer. So I kind of understand, doing Boolean logic. Oh, I didn't rename the station, did I? Doing Boolean logic and all that sort of stuff. But I did rename it. One of the things I find slightly tricky with Factorio is it shortcuts some of the steps. So you kind of don't have to do certain operations. Is that a good explanation? So basically, one of the best examples is if you hook up all of these chests, and they'll all have iron plate in them, it will automatically just sum the chests. And that's not, if you were writing a computer program yourself to do that, it wouldn't just auto sum. You would have to do some functions to sum up the totals in the chests, but it just auto sums it. Now, one of the advantages of that is it simplifies it. The disadvantage is it reduces the subtlety. So you would have to do average. You have to put in some specific logic to do averaging. Whereas if you were doing it as a program, you just do an array, and there are a bunch of functions you can use in an array to sort of do the maths for you, in a sense, or do the maths easier, step through the array, those sorts of things. And I find it a little tricky sometimes to get my head around exactly what you need to do. And also you've got the 2 wires, so you effectively got the 2 channels, but they take like an infinite number of signals, so you can put as many things on each signal as you want. And then if you just hook them up to multiple combinators, you can use each of those signals independently. So it's smarter than a very basic programming system. And I say that has a lot of advantages, but it means I tend to struggle to get my head around it sometimes. What's an example of that? So here, for example, I've got the number of what have we got on here? So we got like the number of repair packs and the number of uranium ammo, both on the red wire signal. So they're not being interacted with in any sense, as it were. They're just independently being transported down. And obviously it does the thing where, another shortcut it does for you is that it counts, it assigns a number to, so what it's sending, that chest has got 600 in it, so it's sending the signal uranium 600 as a two bit, thing. Effectively, it's got 2 bits of information that it's uranium ammo and that there are 600, which again has a lot of advantages of it. But when I tend to think about programming, I tend to be thinking, right, well, I need to assign that to a particular slot myself, and it does it automatically. And for example, these, when you do the logic on these, it has preset signal types, Y and X, and for the different types of information, which is great, but also, I say, sometimes a bit tricky for me to get my head around. Right, so let's have a look. It's a blueprint train, isn't it? You still have to change the stations to it for each train, but the whitelist slots for the carts is always the same, isn't it? A blank iron train, blank copper train, etc. Yeah. I say you can do that, but yeah, I mean, there's different ways of doing it. Basically, you can include the entire train in the system. One of the reasons I don't like to do that and like to do it, add it in basically, is because, particularly, I think it was the military one. I leapt ahead and set all the trains up and all that sort of stuff. And then I discovered I had to move a lot. It's why it's all blocked in weirdly like this. I had to move some stuff, and that meant picking everything up in the chests. So, and that was me, being silly. That was entirely my mistake, my error. But I find there's some bits of it, if I don't do myself manually, I how to put it, it makes it more prone to mistakes, if you see what I mean. And I say that's not any problem. It's not fault of the game in any sense. It's my sloppiness, essentially. Right. So the question here has everything got steel? So if we go up here and just do a little scan, let's say it's why I'm hooking them up independently. So they've all got steel. Have you all got iron plate? It'd be a lot easier if I did, like a dedicated smelting area and a dedicated copper area and those sorts of things. But because I'm combining everything together, into the one place, it basically means that all of these designs are really complicated in the sense of underground belts, etc. So, I just prefer to do them independently. But yeah, I say there's all sorts of tools they give you to make it a lot easier, and I'm just stubborn and not using them properly. So, what are we doing? So we've got copper here and here and here and here. The reason being that we need to feed copper into all of these and also steal some of these. But I took the radars out, didn't I? We have all of the copper, hopefully, except for those. So is that 4 lanes? 6 lanes. That's 6 lanes. So 1, 2. Is there? No, it's just 1, isn't it? 1 copper going in there because these are half idle. These ones here. 1, 2, 3. And then is it 3 here? Yeah, so what we can do is we can take these 6 lanes and have 3 of them feed in there and the other 3 feed in to these 3. And then that leaves us... except we can't. I need double feed in, don't I? That's right. Because that's... Plastic is coming that way. Steel is coming that way. And so that must be a second lane of copper. Yeah, because I'm hoping that the copper will make it all the way down to the batteries, basically. Does that go through? Oh yeah, that goes through. So actually I need 6 lanes for these. I've not put the the combinators on. I should have combinators there. Right, so actually these are 2 of each, aren't they? So I've got about 16. Must be 15, is that? Count as 2. So I actually need 30 lanes of copper. So I've got 6, in theory, left over there. No, I haven't, because 3 of them need to go in there. But I've got 3 there. So I've got 8, 16, 24, 32, 35. So I've got more than I need, hopefully, is the point. So we probably shouldn't have to, do any double-sided unloading for these. We should be dropping them down into less lanes. Fingers crossed. Yeah, okay. So let's go and hook some of these up then. What we could do, while I'm doing that, how much belt is there? Oh, there's quite a lot. Because this is all filled out. Was there any belt left here? No. What we could do, see, is go and send these guys. Oh, they're not hooked up together. It's those 3, I think, have got belt. Send them back home to make sure they're filled up. Send them up there. Yeah, okay. Oh, I should have grabbed the belt off them, shouldn't I? That was dumb. In fact, let's bring them back. And I'll grab that belt. Because they've not gone very far. So we'll grab the belt that they've got. Biddly bob. And then send them back. You've got a bit as well. Oh, you've got some undergrounds as well. Oh, you've got loads of undergrounds. And you've got loads as well. Hoarding them. You see, hoarding them. Greedy little spiders. Right. Yeah, and we'll send them back. And hopefully that should be approximately all the belt we need. Right. Okay, so let's head up. Sort these out. So what I'm thinking is we sort of send the 3 copper ones like independent, and then I almost do a massive bus of copper. Oh, what the heck did I do there? Right. So we send these this way. Let's give it a nice bit of space. In case I have to do something weird again. Because there's a possibility that... Oh, there's one gap there. Look. That this won't work in the sense that these 12 lanes here is not a very good way of doing things when I feed them into the blue circuits. Because I thought, I'll be honest, I thought I did. In fact, I did. These designed... Yeah, because this one in the middle. So actually, it's not that not even that it's a good or bad design. I had half the green circuits going that way and half going that way. Bottoms. Because they've got their own green circuit production. Oh, that's a point. I haven't hooked up the iron plate there, have I? Where is that iron plate gone then? Ah. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes of iron plate, don't we, from somewhere? Where are we going to get that from? I don't want to split this anymore, to be honest with you, because it's all a bit over the top anyway. But if I take it from here, that means weaving this round. But then I've just established, as I say, that actually these lanes need to go this way. So there's going to be room at the top here, basically. Yeah, okay. So let's fix that. What we can do is, how many are here? 12? 12. Is we can take, say, those 6. Is that 6? 2, 4, 6. And bump them that way. So I give a little bit of room here, like that. And what that enables, I've probably got too many legs on. What that enables is for me to punch this back again, because this all needs to go, basically. We can have these further down. These don't need to be here. So I'm pretty sure I need 2 lanes out of this, out of all of these. So helps if you get it the right way around. Like that. So do that. Do that. So I'll have to fix that later on because that was a flaw in the design. But if I take these out, you see, I then got a bit of room to take some iron plate this way. And we can take a branch off of them. Because again, they don't need a lot of iron plate, these ones here, because it's only 2, you know, it's only a couple of machines. I probably put these a bit too close, basically, is the problem. But there's enough room for me to work around, basically, I think. And I could move them down a little bit as well. Right, so if we assume that there's some kind of dogleg action here, like that. Could I move that up? I mean, I could do this on the other side, but same difference, I think, really. So I'll do that. I've not connected that properly. What have I done there? Oh, these need... because I've not got enough room there. What have I done there? How far would underground go? If I underground there. So if that was... That's annoying. I guess I could move this that way one as well. No. Grab that. No. Like that. Well, I don't need to move all of it, I guess, but let's just do it. So we need to move it just literally one. A classic, just one tile over. There we go. Got that in there. Yeah, this is going to get interesting. So we need to underground here. Let's put it there just in case I've still got something wrong. Right, so... Oh, you've undergrounded over a tree. Okay, fine. Because that would probably be on there, wouldn't it? If it was the second one. Yeah, okay. So, that wants to be there. Wants to be there. Yeah, okay. So that's the green circuits coming that way. Let's pop them in. Oh, let's take them. Oh. Take them all the way down. And then something's going down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's why there's six lanes. So what I also need to do is have iron plate. Here, which is how many lanes? I say it's a tiny amount, really. So I don't need these to be running full chat. So it's saying a lane of iron plate, 2, 3. So it's 6 basically, isn't it? In theory. Two, 4, 6. Because if I take these back to 8 to 8s, then we'll get 2 extra lines out, so that's 4. And if I do something similar here to make these 7s, then we can do something related to that. But that's really messy. I think I'm just going to leave room for it now because we're coming up to R5. So I think it's something I'm going to have to solve next stream. I think. This is why I haven't been hooking the trains up, basically, because I think it'll work, but there's a threat that I might have to push all the trains back up. And if they're all full of iron plate or copper and copper plate, then that literally takes hours. Because you just got to find somewhere to put it all while you temporarily move it over. So I made that mistake with the military stuff. What I could do, because that's an error, is rotate that round. Right, so if we assume that the iron plate is coming down, say, here somewhere. Was it 6 lanes? 2, 4, 6. So leave a gap. So we want copper at the minimum there. But I'm not entirely convinced I won't need more room. So we'll take the copper down here. Yeah. Right, so one of them goes in here. That. Obviously, some iron plates somewhere, but I'll sort that out later. Ooh. Like that. So that's the copper for that one. And then this is copper here. Wait, oh. I've hooked it up to the iron. I've hooked it up to the plastic. Must be getting to the end of the stream. Right. That's where it needs to go. Blimey. Let's take that back one. Go. Which other science packs do you have left after this? Just space. Yep, just space after this. Thank God. I'm starting to reach a point. Well, you know, as I've explained variously, if I wasn't streaming this, and therefore there wasn't sort of a obligation, it's not really an obligation, but if I wasn't doing it as a series where, you know, there's a sort of commitment to achieving the goal, which is why I'm so appreciative that anyone watches these streams, because if I was literally still, you know, there's absolutely nobody watching any of these streams, I would have jacked it in ages ago, even then. But if I was playing, you know, just normally, you know, not streaming at all, I wouldn't have got this far. So that's all the copper for those three. Now what I'm thinking is we just leave a big... I love the irony, there's a massive copper... Well, not massive, but it's only... What is it? 12 million. But yeah, so we've got that copper there. And what I basically need to do, I think, is hook copper into all of these, and it's 2 lanes of copper for every single one. So we kind of need to work out, because that'll be going there basically. But yes, it's only space science. Well, I mean, gold's not even finished, and we're not going to get it finished today. But gold is, you know, hopefully done. Hopefully, I mean, what I'll do. So between streams, I will just do outposts if I get chance. It's going to be absolutely bonkers for me at work this week, so I probably won't do anything, to be honest. But if I do, it'll be adding outposts. So I've identified potential places where I can grab, you know, the stuff, and obviously there's these big ones at the end here that I was always wanted to do. But yeah, so if I do anything, it'll be, you know, outpost building, which is, you know, just tedium basically. And next time we'll flip back into creative. Well, I guess since we're not going to finish this, certainly the Saturday stream will be finishing hooking this up, because I've not even started or in fact it might be both streams, thinking about it, because this is actually what I want. I put the note here actually. I want to do it with coal liquefaction, almost more as a variety thing, you know, just doing something different. I want to use coal liquefaction rather than straight oil. It also kind of reduces the number of different types of outposts that I have to set up, because that way I can just grab coal, which I notice, you see, is tending to occur in some quite nice proximity things, so I can do like mixed outposts basically. But yeah, I won't finish this on stream. What I might do is figure out the mess I've made with the iron plates up the top there. I mean, I could always, you know, worst case, you know, there's a gap here, I could stick an extra iron plate train, you know, station in. You know, I was I did have one over here that I decided I didn't need. And obviously, if this does turn out to be lacking iron plate, I can just actually do this one. I don't mind having stations that are not doing a great deal, if it just makes things a little bit easier. But yeah, basically, I say I may work out. I'm going to particularly this because that's a real mess I've created there. So I may do that, but in terms of actually sort of properly hooking this up, we'll leave that till next week. Since, as I say, we need to do the whole oil build, we'll do that as well next week. Oh no, sorry. So that's a point actually. Next weekend, I start holiday, so I have a week and a half of holiday. Now, I am going away, in quotes. I'm basically going to see my family during the week. So, like the week, in a couple of weeks' time, I won't be streaming at all. But basically, next weekend, well, this is the thing. I'm changing internet service provider. So, there is the vague possibility, if they make a complete mess of it, that I won't have internet, in which case I won't stream. But I might do because the Monday's the bank holiday as well in the UK. I might do a bonus Factorio stream. But what I'm definitely intending to do is start up a new Dyson Sphere program playthrough, which, if you're not interested, don't worry. I'm not, if you don't want to watch that, don't watch that. But with them having done the blueprints in that game, I think I can probably rattle through that relatively quickly. I mean, now there's hubris. But I'm going to start a Dyson Sphere program stream that I will do on Mondays, but it will be an after work thing, so I probably won't schedule it as such. Or if I do, it'll be like starting at 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. But yes, I will. So the Monday I'm intended to do Dyson Sphere program, but the Tuesday and the Wednesday I've not really got anything to do. Well, I suppose I should pack really, but what I will probably do is a Factorio stream where I do outposts. So, I probably wouldn't do anything major. We'll design this on stream. But like there, for example, I've mentioned before I have trouble with the scale. I don't know how big it will be, but what I'm intending is effectively we will have because we need 6 rockets basically. So if you imagine, I say I don't know how big they will actually be, but you imagine if there's a rocket there. We'll have the sort of, rocket fuel, low density structures, control units, and I'll repeat that 6 times. So rather than do one big concentrated build for each, we'll have smaller builds for each of the things, and then we'll have the trains lined up along the bottom. Because what I am considering doing is moving the walls down to defend it all, basically. But obviously I need it to be there. I need to know how big it is, how big the stations are, before I do that. Because as I say, I've no real feel until we design it all as to the whole 6 of them could fit in that small space, or it could take up all of that space. I have no feel for it whatsoever. Given this is, this is the low density structure build for yellow science. So is it going to be that big, or is it going to be bigger? I suspect it's not even going to be that big, and it'll just be repeated a lot. And obviously we've got to have room for the plastic and blah blah blah. But yeah, the intention is to do it down here. But what that means potentially, if it is big, if it is all of this space, I'm going to have to landfill all of this, and that's just going to take ages. So I think a bonus stream, as it were, where I do some of that, is probably the way I'll go. And whether I'll do it, an all day thing again, I'll try that maybe, I don't know. But it's a sort of stream where if you miss it because you're at work or whatever, you're not missing a lot, because it's just, landfilling, building outposts. But, if you want to join me, then, then you can as well. What am I doing? Right, I need to work out how many copper lanes we actually need. Where are we? Right, so we need 2 for each of the machines, and I'll just use this to make absolutely sure. So that we've got 15 machines and we need 2 each, so we need 30 lanes of copper. We've got 8, 16, 32, was it 3 here? 35. So if we make, we've got 3 there that we just leave as is. If I need, because I could just, I could just ignore these, change that balancer, because that then gives us 8, 16, 32, and we could have those as 8 to 8s and just make this smaller, since it's coming a weirder journey. So that would then be an 8 to 6, I think. 8, 16, 24, 30. Yeah, that makes more sense, doesn't it, I think? Yeah, okay, and that's simpler as well. So we'll ignore these, basically, and change this balancer, essentially, into a 8 to 5. 8 to 5, 8 to 5, which of course is quite long. Brilliant. Oh. Oops. Right. So say if we make these just 8 to 8s, and have all the lanes going down, basically. I think that's probably the simplest solution. Okay. And we will grab that. So if this, I need to put them in. So perhaps if I do that, like that, so I copy that down. So it's 2, 2, 4, 6. So we'll have 6 coming. Just looking for belts then. 6 coming this way. I don't know if I'm doing a bad job, but every time I do a sort of a self-promo a bit, the viewing figures drop. Maybe the thought of watching me doing more of this is putting people off. Right. So that actually should be there, shouldn't it? And then that one, well, it's just here. So these are going this way, or coming this way. So we want an 8 to 6 here, which is the other directions, that one. Oh. Dead tree. Right, let's take it a little bit past, and then we'll just use... Use my corner. Other way. Right, so that'll be that one. So we can line up this over here, like that. I wish it did that. I mean, I can understand why it doesn't, because you can have all sorts in those blueprints, but I wish it did the auto, you know, where it won't let you go sideways like it does with a single one. Yeah, so these all need to be brought up to here, don't they? So this needs to be like over to here. It's almost like a mega giganto bus, basically. Oh, belts don't line up. Okay, let's have a look. Which one? Not that one. The this one here. You are absolutely right. There we go. Thanks for the spot. There we go. Oh, I could bring those other guys back, couldn't I? Let's send them over there. So I'm thinking I hook these up with trains. Oh. Hook these up with trains, because this is all low density structures, and it wouldn't actually start making them yet anyway, because the random order it does them in. Because they need plastic as well. So I'll leave them two apart. Oh, two apart. You see what I mean? And it's I guess it's because, you know, it's me not moving my mouse properly, but it doesn't lock on in the same way as if you're doing the single lane. So I can understand why it doesn't, because obviously you might have power poles in it or something, you know. It could be anything in the blueprint that you're dragging, really. But I wish if it just had belts, it would do that lock-on thing. See what I mean? It's completely random which ones they've filled in. Right, so we want that one there, that one there, that one there. If I just hop into you, see if we can't fill this out. Didn't I grab all of the undergrounds? Underground splitters. Guess not. In fact, probably quicker if I grab some of that. Since I've got more bots. Leap out. You go and do that stuff. All out. Yeah, apart from undergrounds. But the rest of you are coming to save the day, aren't you? Definitely coming to save the day. Is that been missed or is that... That's been missed. There we go. Right, so they've now got undergrounds. I say it's getting dragged along and its feet dragging behind it. So it gives it a hell of a lot of personality. In my opinion, anyway. So hop out. Send you over there. Right, so is there going to be enough room there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be tight, isn't it? Because this actually needs to go like along here, like that. Like that. And then these can go, so that'd be on there, there, there. And so we're going to have to do some dog legging. In fact, this will probably end up being over here somewhere. So we'll get to that in a minute. How are we doing? Have you done all of that? You've done all of that. Cool. Right, so that's all of them hooked up. So we should be able to take this down a reasonable sort of distance. Hopefully. Might be a bit too far, that. Because basically I need to take all of these down and kind of branch them in as close to the thing as I can get, really. So this would be here. So I can't forget about that. In fact, let's go and chop these in. And pick these up. Tidy all of this up. Oh, no. Because we need that now. Oh, I've missed that one, haven't I? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be there. Yeah, I'm going to need to dogleg this around, basically. So we want a little bit of room to get them. If we take that nice and close there. Oops. And that gives me some room to play with. Going to need to be doing some undergrounding, so we don't have that much room, but some room. Oops. Should work. Oh, I've missed one there. Oh, that's annoying. So, how are we going to do that? Maybe then if this was actually undergrounded. Here. Then I can move this, basically. It's like a puzzle game, Factorio, in many ways. Oh, that's as janky as all hell, isn't it? And it's also wrong. There we go. Another what's one underground doesn't line up. Oh, crikey. Going into the frames. Let's have a look. So, which one? That's right. Ah, there we go. That one. Thank you very much. So, basically, this is a gigantic set of dog legs. So we go that way there. And that way there. So that set there. Let's see if we can get away with leaving a gap still. We might not be able to, but right there. No, don't underground. That way there. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. So I'll finish this off, but I guess I should run through the things. If you're new, I'm not sure. I don't think there's only. I think there's only you regulars left watching now. If anyone's new, then follow, and you want to continue to see me bumble my way, well, through this build and on through the rest of the science builds. Well, that we've got left, we're not that far off in terms of, oops, sort of concept, but there's a lot of work left to do yet. Then follow is very much appreciated, and that lets you keep up to date. But basically, I stream Factorio 3 p.m. British Summer Time every Saturday and Sunday. For about 3 hours. Yeah, we're going to have to get very funky here. Should be interesting. What I could do as a very, very naughty thing is basically take these lanes, underneath. Oh, well, again, I mean, this doesn't have to be here. It could be up here somewhere. We do that. So it's a bit of a risk there with that iron plate I've not done properly, and bringing the green circuits round. So what we can probably do here is what? Because we're going to have to do that. I was doing the self-promo stuff. So I also have a YouTube channel. 2, 3. Because there's 6, aren't there? 2, 4. Oh, yeah, of course, there's extra one. I also have a YouTube channel. Exactly the same username, Trismegistus, but Zalius to Triggles. So if you wanted to catch up with the series, anyone watching, either now, or live, or VODs, or any of that stuff, all the VODs are archived to YouTube in a playlist. Let's just embrace the jank, shall we? Let's embrace the jank. So they're all on there. The other stream I do is Satisfactory, which I stream on Fridays, exactly the same time. I had hoped that 3 o'clock would be my stream time, but my plan, as I was saying earlier, is to also start streaming Dyson Sphere Program again. So there are 8 lanes. I counted that in my head, so I might have got that wrong. But that'll be on a Monday in a couple of weeks at a time to be determined. It won't be 3 o'clock because I won't be home from work. Oops. So, in theory, that's all hooked up. There is a little belt missing there. So we'll run around. Sorry, so you were talking there. So Ian say, I hope to work. I have to work next Saturday rather. I hope to see you along next Sunday. Yeah, you know, I say I'll be streaming. Fingers crossed, as I say. Well, not fingers crossed. It's just I had some bad experiences with ISPs. So, we've run out of belts anyway, so we can't finish this off. Yeah. Hopefully, my internet will be back and up and running at the weekend. But so there is a possibility I won't stream anyway because if that fails. But I'm then on holiday, so there'll be a Monday stream. I say starting a Dyson Sphere program. I say no commitment. If it's not a series you're interested in, then you don't have to watch that. But I'll hopefully do a couple of Factorio streams during the week because I'm really quite keen to at least get all of the outposts set up for all of these sciences before we just sort of finish off this gold science. I mean, what I will fill these belts in, and I might as well see if I can puzzle my way around the mess that I've made here. So what we'll do next time is obviously hook all of the trains up, get it running, and do the whole plastic, lube, sulfuric acid, and see it working. Because I haven't. I mean, I also need to hook the actual science into here. Need to do that as well. But so that's what we'll pick up next Saturday and Sunday. I say if you want, if you did want to watch them again, watch them back because you missed them, then they will be on the YouTube channel. Tuesdays and Thursdays for Factorio, and the Friday VODs go up on Friday on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much. Good luck. So I'm not anticipating anything going wrong, but you never know. And you're just a number basically. So if something goes wrong, no one's probably going to notice, and I could just be left without internet, because they don't care. But yeah. So hopefully we'll be back, and as I say, possible stream during the week of me grinding out outposts. But then the week after, I definitely won't be here because I will be visiting my family. So yes, thanks all for joining me today, and thanks, and hopefully you'll come back for another one later on at some point when you can. Thanks for watching. Cheers.